Camera ready? Camera ready? Camera ready? All right, what am I saying? It's only me and one person holding a camera. Welcome, Internet. My name is Josh Taylor with Right Foot Down, and today we're doing an episode called RFD Garage. RFD Garage is essentially it's us telling you about our personal cars, the cars that we have in our driveway, in our garage. So let's take a look at the first one. Of course, as you guessed, it's my own. It is my 2003 BMW E46 M3 that I call the Ratty 46. Let's take a look. God, it's bright. So anybody got, oh, here we go. Hat. Okay, now I can see. Wow. Never mind the whole Toyota hat here. Just a, typical BMW guy. Like I said, this is my 2003 BMW M3. It's got high mileage and I bought it with almost 160,000 miles. This car's been from California and back. We're in Virginia, as you can see with the tags. The car's been through rallies. It's really had, maybe from my understanding, a possibly hard life. But the car is mechanically sound and I drive it every single day. I've got two car seats in the back here for my daughters, one that's 4 months old and one that's 6. So I drive this everywhere. When I bought the car, it had a couple different modifications done to it. KW V1s, I had smoke tail lights. It's got the black kidney grills in the front that are garbage and barely hanging on, but that's another story. Wasn't too big of a fan of the smoke tail lights, but I didn't want to pay money to replace them with something else, so they're on there. You can see it's got some rock chips. It's got some wear items. It's got fade on the trim. It's got fade on the roof trim pieces. I'm drawing a blank on what those are called right now. The sunroof doesn't work, but I don't use a sunroof, so I don't really care too much. As long as the car runs and drives, it's good. If I had something that's lower mileage, I'd be worrying about getting scratches and chips, and I don't have to worry about this. It's a great fun car. So let me tell you about what I've done to it. Aesthetically, the car had 160,000 miles and was really showing wear when I bought it. Paint was in terrible condition, really swirled up. I had that taken care of by Extreme Auto out in, I guess it's Dulles, Virginia. I raised up the ride height. I had RRT reinforced the subframes because the subframe did have a hairline crack. The suspension was all freshened up as far as bushings go. The KW V1s were slammed, so I really raised those up a lot. Even though it's fairly low right now, it used to be really low. The wheels were destroyed. They were 19s on the car. I had put on Apex arcades. These are 18 by 9s, ET30, running them square. 20 mil spacer in the back, 245 40s all around. Tires are taken straight off of the latest generation Subaru WRX. Those guys tend to upgrade their tires or replace them for whatever reason, snow or track tires, and they let them go pretty cheap is what I found. So I found all these for like 250 bucks. I think this set might have been 300 for all four barely used tires. Anyway, so that's the Apex arcades. And then if we come around to the back, it's got a UUC style wing. This isn't actually a UUC wing, I don't believe. I'm sure it's just a knockoff because the original UUC wing is carbon fiber. Anyway, it's been painted black. I bought it like this and it's kind of faded and goes along with the rest of the car. The car's got high mileage, so it's showing some wear in many different places. The trim, the vents on the side with the M3 badge, it just shows some wear on the car, and I think this really goes along with it. The other thing is I've really been a big fan of the 90s Japanese cars, the Skyline GTR that I had. And if you kind of compare the GTR to this, they both had this little lip on the trunk and the gurney flap wing over top of it. And that's kind of the look I was going for. More around the back, the previous owner put on these Depot smoke tail lights, which I'm not a super fan of, but they work with the kind of darker theme right now. And then in the back here, when I bought the car, the diffuser portion at the bottom was cracked, and I ended up just chopping off the sides and making it round. And when I threw on the Billy Boat exhaust, this is the B&B Tri-Flow. It didn't really fit too well, so we just ripped it off altogether, and now I've got this exposed muffler exhaust look. Hate it or love it, it is what it is. I like it, and it keeps the car looking different. Okay, so aesthetically, that's about it. Let me talk about some of the mechanical bits. Well, it's high mileage, so there were a lot of things that really showed its age. The seats here are really, really worn, that really have that cracking, and the black is, it's just cracked leather. It shows its age. There's headliner piece that's missing. The headliner's not really sagging, but there's a trim piece there that doesn't, that's supposed to be there, but the clip's broken. The sunroof doesn't work. I don't really care about that because I don't use a sunroof. If I had it my way, I would replace the sunroof with a carbon fiber panel and put a non-sunroof headliner in, which is what I did with my 04 M3. The steering wheel when I bought the car was just destroyed. The leather on the top of it was ripped and torn, so it's replaced with a Kobe wheel, which is a really nice aftermarket option. It is SMG, and the whole trim was this kind of nasty textured stuff that was done by a previous owner on the trim along the doors and the door handle trim. I replaced that with piano black, so it's still black on black, which is way too dark. I like to add some color in here. I really do miss the cinnamon interior that I had in my 04, but it is what it is. If I find a set, maybe I could get red or black one day. You know what I really like on the inside is like that oyster color that BMW's used on the new ones, or just white seats with white inserts. That would look awesome. Looking in the back, as I said, I drive the car, so it's got two child seats in the back. One is rear facing and the other is front facing. It is SMG, no problems. I like SMG. A lot of people don't like SMG.
No, 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 hell no, no, no.
It is a true 6-speed manual transmission. All the mechanical bits are 6-speed. The only difference is that it's hydraulically operated by a computer. This has the 255 version software update that includes the CSL SMG transmission software. Makes a big difference. So the car drives fine. Yeah, I mean, it's really about as good as I could hope for it, other than that check engine light that's on right now for a Vanos solenoid. We'll get to that later. All right, so let's take a look at how about some other stuff? Come on over. So, underneath the car is standard S54 that BMW's used in the E46 M3s and the Z4. They also use this engine, I believe it was in some of the later model Z3s, M Roadsters, for example. So all of the E46 M3s are pretty much the same from any year 01 to 06. There was a life cycle update where they gave it LED taillights and small enhancements or upgrades along the way. But honestly, the biggest difference, if you're looking, there we go. Yeah, so the biggest difference between all the E46 M3s, if you're looking for one, is the MK60 ABS unit. And you know you have the MK60 ABS unit or not by its location in the engine bay. You'll notice this little pocket over on the corner here, passenger side, is empty. As long as it's empty, that means you have the MK60 because BMW relocated it on the driver's side. That's a big deal for people that are into performance driving because the MK60 ABS unit is a major upgrade to the MK20. It also allows you to do other things with the car that you typically would run into problems if you have that MK20, the older MK20 unit. So if you're looking for one of these, you want to get an 03 or newer. I think they might have started making that change somewhere mid 2002 model year. You have to check out the details, but this is an 03 and it's got the MK60. I'll tell you that. Most 02s I don't think have the MK60. One of the things that I have planned for this car is European headers, not the CSL header, but the European header, which has the cats downstream in the section 1. That with a tune will give you roughly 30 horsepower or so. For reference, my 04 M3 had this mod with the Tuning Tech by Frank Smith tune, made 325 horse. These factory will put down somewhere in that 285, 290-ish horsepower range, so it's a pretty big jump in power with those headers. So I've got those sitting at the house ready to go in. The Vanos was updated with B-Sand parts. It's got a new valve cover gasket to go along with it, so no leaks. Unfortunately, I didn't replace the Vanos solenoid unit at the bottom, which is pretty easy to get to. It was like $150. I should have done it at the time, didn't, and now I got a check engine light for it. Go figure, right? When I bought the car, I was missing a couple pieces. I had to buy this duct that was missing. Doesn't really make a big difference. It has angel eyes installed, but the wiring was kind of shoddy, so I took it off. I'm not running the angel eyes right now. I'm not sure who made them, but they're in there. The headlights are kind of faded. I kind of like that faded look, although really I should update them just to make the car safer to drive at night. It's not like I can't see or anything, but it's what it is, right? I want it to look old. Also, if I haven't noticed, these kidney grills, yeah, I'm barely hanging on, whatever. So power-wise, that's it. It's stock except for a catback. Next up, like I said, is the European header exhaust with a tune. Not sure whose tune I'm going to do, but I've got the European header and the Section 1 to go on. I also have a BMW Motorsports 410 ring and pinion. I thought it was going to be easy to just find somebody to install that ring and pinion. I was wrong, so I don't know if I'm going to sell it, try to find one that's maybe already put together with an LSD, or find a 391 or whatever. The other big thing, and I'm planning on doing this pretty soon, so probably the next episode that you're going to see on this car is going to be around this mod that I'm about to tell you. What is it? It's BMW Z3 steering rack from a 90s Z3. Why? Is because it's a 2.7 lock-to-lock. It makes the steering very, very tight in comparison to this, where it's something in the neighborhood of 3.2. We're going from 3.2 lock to 2 and 2.7. So it makes a big difference in just that go-kart feeling, the tight feeling of this car. So that's going to be an exciting mod that's coming up. The parts are sitting in my garage. I just need to slap them on. So Sean, I'm going to see you this weekend. What else? Maybe we'll just call it a wrap right now, because it's my car. You've seen it, right? Everybody, thanks for watching. We're going to have more cars coming up in the future. Please hit that subscribe button if you like this. Leave a comment if you did. If you didn't, just let us know. All right. See you guys.